everyone, my name is Rick Passek, I'm FlyFish Fanatic, and welcome to my tying bench. Today we'll be tying another Chironomid pattern. This one is another one in my series, my Chironomid series. Just adjusting the mic here so it's a little bit louder. So it's another one in my Chironomid series. This is one that has worked for me quite well actually in the spring and in the fall, but mostly in the spring. It's a bit of a different color scheme. I'm not sure exactly what to call it. I've always called it, like my buddies always call it my pumpkin spice. It's kind of silly, but that's what it is. So that's what I'm going to call it, my pumpkin spice Chironomid. So here we go. So that's what we're going to be tying. The only difference is this one here, you can just barely see that it's got a yellow rib. We're going to do this one with a red rib. So, okay. So here we go. Start off with a Hends BL 550. It's a cling camera hook. There you go, 550. Okay, and I'm going to put a black bead on it. Now I've got shiny beads and I've got dull beads, and I prefer, if I can find a dull, I prefer this pattern with a dull one, the dull black. Probably should have got that already before I started the video, but hey, you guys can come along on the adventure. Because sometimes I store all my beads in these little containers, right? And I've got them all labeled on the top and stuff of colors and sizes and stuff, and I got a whole drawer full of them, so of all the different sizes. But that's how I store them. So put that on, click that in. So this is a size 14 in a cling camera from Hens. I'm going to go with the NanoSilk. It's the copper. Okay. I'm just going to give that a little bit of wax just to start it so it grabs onto the hook. Just so it doesn't slide off that hook. Gives it a bit of a darker base because this is black wax that I've got, but won't really notice it anyway because I'll be doing a bunch of layers of the copper going over top anyway. So I'm just going to come back to about where the bend is really starting, right about there, and then I'm going to come back. Just got a new lighting set up today, so hopefully that the lighting's a little bit better. Slowly experimenting, trying to get better and better video quality for you guys. So this is like I said, I bought a big ring light and another light. So if I could show you, I would, but I can't. I have to do another video another day with it in my hand one day. So now I'm just going to come back just a little bit, and I'm going to grab, where is it, my red wire, 0.2 mil from Semperfli in red. Now, I could go with the 0.1. It all depends on how much of the red you want showing of the red rib. I do want a little, I want it showing on this fly. So just going to just catch that in right behind the bead there. Missing it. My fingers in the way. Catch it in and pull it back. That's better. Just to get it caught. And then I'm going to take some of this Flashaboo. It's 6986. Kind of an orange Flashaboo. Just going to take one strand. One strand out of here. Just one. That's it. And I'm going to tie that in. I could go with 2 strands or even 3 if I wanted to make it a little easier on myself, but to keep this nice thin Chironomid profile, I try to do it with 1. I'm going to bring both of these right onto the top. I just pulled the wire out again. There we go. Put it back in. Okay. come right around that corner and then back. I'm just going to focus that just a wee tad for you guys. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Yeah, that's better. Let's see if I can just get just slightly better lighting. That might be a little better. Keep that out of the way. So now I'm just going to build up a bit of a taper here and try to see if I can hide that wire that went in as well, right? Because it does create a little bit of a ridge. You can see that it created that ridge there, and if I would have laid it a little bit better on the side, it would have been a little nicer, but not going to see it when it's all done anyway. It's more for the tire than it is for the fish. So back and forth a few times just to get that body built up, underbody, right? So it's not too bad. Not too happy about that, the way that wire ribbed in there at the back, but probably won't see that when I'm all done. Just gonna have one more unspin my thread, one more turn all the way down, this time all the way back to that corner, just to make sure that it's all nicely covered. Back forward again. And right behind there. So now I'm going to take my tinsel, and this is the part that's, for me at least, just because of my eyesight and my big clodhopper fingers, this is the hardest part for me. I quite often will end up catching this bugger on the, like that, on the hook tip. And I've cut a few of them, but I don't know, for all you out there that don't know me personally, I'm blind in one eye. I've actually only have one eye. I lost my eye when I was 15 years old to a firecracker. I was one of those dumbasses that your parents told you, not to play with firecrackers. Somebody's going to lose an eye. Yeah, well, I put my hand up for that. So sometimes tying these smaller things can be a little bit of a pain in the butt, just because of my depth perception and vision problems, but what the hell. So there, wrapped it all the way forward. Okay. Then I'm going to counter rib my red. Now, if you guys watch most of my Chironomid videos, I love doing red butts, but on this one I don't. I don't know why. I never did on this one. And now I maybe should tie some with red butts, because I've never tried it with red butt, and maybe it will be better. I don't know. So now I just helicopter that off. Now I'm going to take a little bit of red Flashaboo. I don't have the card with me, so I don't know what the number is, but it is actual Flashaboo, the name brand. And then just right up here, I'm just going to go and make a bit of a red highlight right here, a hot spot right in behind the bead. Catch that in. It's not a very big one, it's just a little bit of a hot spot. Get my whip finishing tool. Now you can finish this off with UV if you want. You can finish this off with 3, 4, 5 coats of Sally's. You can finish this off with crazy glue. It's totally up to you. I'm going to do a real thin coat of Gulff Thinman. Going to do that, and then I'm going to do a coat of Sally Hansen's. So just a little bit right on top there. Just kind of let that drain down a bit. This is the Thinman, so it does drain a little easier than the thicker stuff. Just a real thin coat at first. Just a tiny bit more on the bottom here. I want it all coated, more for anything, more for the just protection of this material. Just because this material is pretty soft. It does get wrecked quite easily, right? So I'm just going to let that just drain just a bit, just a little bit. A little bit of a piece of tag sitting out there, but not a biggie deal. Just let that drain just a little bit. Let it just get itself centered how it likes to sit. And then I'm just going to zap it. My UV torch. Love this little UV torch I picked up on Amazon. It's just one of these little skinny things like the size of a pen, maybe a felt pen. But it's got a really concentrated light that I find cures really quick, and it cures everything. It cures the Gulff, it cures the Semperfli no tack, it cures the oh no, I'm having a brain fart. Oh, the other solar res. It cures the solar res, so it does a really good job. So quite like it. So now I'm just going to take a little bit either of Sally Hansen or I don't know if you guys seen my coating review I did a long time ago. This is called Rock Solid by Witchcraft. It's just another nail hardener, but I did a coatings review, and this stuff dries really nice, almost, I would almost say better than the Sally's. It's kind of cool. So just real thin coat of this stuff because it is a bit thicker, so you got to be a little bit more aware. It's a little thicker than the Sally's, but I'll do both this and the Sally's depending on what I'm tying, right? So I don't know why this keeps going out of focus on me, but there you go. The pumpkin spice. Just got that little bit of that red hotspot gleaming underneath there. Could have done a tiny bit of a better job just clipping off that little piece that's down the bottom, but other than that, there you go. It's pretty successful especially like I said in the spring. I've really done really well with this one in the spring and in the fall, but especially in the spring. It really attracts them, that little bit of a orangey sparkle, kind of bloodwormy looking, right? So, but yeah, so that's the fly. So if you like that, give her a thumbs up. If you subscribed, thank you very much. I think we're like there for the draw for the 1,000 subscribers. I think we're 10 away, 8 away, something like that. So once we reach that 1,000, I'll be doing a draw. Unfortunately, I can't do that draw here on YouTube. They won't allow it. So what I'll be doing is I'll do a video probably in a day or two with instructions for you guys to go to another page and just make a comment, a thumbs up, something like that. I don't need you guys to subscribe again. Just a thumbs up or whatever to a post, and then yeah, we'll get you guys. We'll do a draw, and I'll give away a copy of the 2 books that I've written, as well as a sampling of all of some of the flies, not all the flies, but some of the flies that I've tied on this channel. So spread the word to your buddies, because once we're done with 1,000, we're gonna go for 2,000, and then at 2,000, I'm gonna get a fly tying package put together. I'm gonna get some Semperfli materials, some Hens materials, and a bunch of other stuff, as well as a copy of my books as well again, and we'll do another giveaway. But that's 1,000 away. So, but okay, I'll quit yakking. Tie lines, everyone.